In this video, I will be focusing on tropical storms and hurricanes that affect the United States. Hurricane season runs from June 1st through November 30th. This area includes the Atlantic Ocean, Caribbean Sea, the Gulf, Eastern North Pacific Ocean, and the Central Pacific Ocean. Here in the United States, the peak of hurricanes generally occurs September through October. Let's look at some definitions. What is a tropical depression? A tropical depression is a tropical cyclone with winds 38 miles per hour or less. What is a tropical storm? A tropical storm is a tropical cyclone with maximum winds 39 miles per hour to 73 miles per hour. What is a hurricane? A hurricane is a tropical cyclone which forms over tropical or subtropical waters. What is the difference between a typhoon and a hurricane? Typhoons form over the northwestern parts of the Pacific Ocean, and hurricanes form over the North Atlantic Ocean and the northeastern parts of the Pacific Ocean. Hurricanes can be broken into 5 categories. Here are the different categories and their wind speeds. Category 1 is 74 to 95 miles an hour, which has no real structural damage, some flooding. Category number 2 is 96 to 110 miles an hour with moderate damage with material damage to buildings, small craft, break moorings. Category number 3 is 111 to 130 miles per hour, which is extensive structural damage to small houses, inland flooding. Category 4, 131 to 155 miles an hour, extreme, major structural damage and heavy flooding, evacuation necessary. And then category 5 is over 155 miles an hour, which is known as catastrophic, massive damage to buildings, small structures blown over or away. Hazards resulting from hurricanes. Storm surges reaching heights well over 20 feet, flooding, torrential rains in excess of 6 inches, high winds 74 miles an hour or higher, tornadoes can develop, rip currents, high winds causing high tides. Again, know your watches. A storm surge watch is life-threatening water, rising water moving inland within the next 48 hours. A tropical storm watch are conditions are favorable for a tropical storm to develop within the next 48 hours. And then a hurricane watch is conditions are favorable for hurricane development within the next 48 hours. Now let's take a look at a hurricane that took place on August 8, 1976. On August 8, 1976, Hurricane Bell formed. Here is a radar image of Hurricane Bell. On August 6th, Bell started out as a tropical depression. Then on August 7th, she became a tropical storm. Then later on that day, she became a Category 3 hurricane. Areas that were affected are North Carolina, Mid-Atlantic, New England, and the Atlantic side of Canada. Peak winds were recorded near 120 miles an hour. Hurricane warnings were issued along the eastern coast from Georgia to Maine. This incident caused $100 million in damage and left 12 people deceased. Hurricane Bell dissipated on August 15, 1976. Here are a couple of photos of the damage that was occurred by Hurricane Bell. Here's some miscellaneous information regarding this incident. 40,000 people were evacuated near the coastline. 2,500 people decided to rise out the hurricane. Schools and hotels became shelters. 6,200 residents were evacuated to take shelter at Red Cross shelters. Staten Island, New York, 225 patients in a hospital were transferred to a second facility. 3 to 6 inches of rain fell along the coast. 10,000 residents, businesses were without power throughout New Jersey. Damage occurred along the boardwalk in New Jersey. 170,000 residents' businesses were without power throughout Long Island, New York. Amtrak service between Boston, Massachusetts, and New York was disrupted for a few days. Some items you should consider before hurricane season. Develop an evacuation plan. Identify evacuation routes, where you and your family will evacuate to, how you're going to include your elderly, disabled family members and or pets into the plan. Assemble a disaster kit. If you don't have one, good time to make one. Stock and check if you already have one. Go over, update, or get insurance. Go over your residence insurance policies. Good to see an insurance agent if you don't have one, or even update it. Create a communications plan. How will you stay connected with your family and friends if you are separated during the storm? How about out-of-state friends and family? Practice your evacuation communication plans. Drill with your family. It's a great activity for the children and family. When a hurricane watch is in effect, you should consider, this is 36 hours out. Trim and take down any loose branches and or dead trees. Pick up any loose items on the yard like chairs, tables, pool, toys, ornaments, regular toys, trash containers. Board up windows and doors. Activate your evacuation plan. Activate your communication plan. If you decide to sit out the storm, go over your plans known as your shelter in place. Download any apps to your phone to keep up with weather updates and statements. And thank you for tuning into this video on hurricane preparedness. And stay tuned to the next video, which will go over warnings and what to do when an actual hurricane strikes.